comments and for your leadership. I'm also now super excited to announce our Alumni Changemaker Award. This year, of course, was especially momentous because it's the first time we've launched a formal process to nominate and select an alumni for this honor. And it was, not surprisingly, not an easy one. We had, while at first folks were a little humble, we then tried to challenge people to say which fellows that were also inspired. And then the nominations just flooded in from other alumni, even from our supporters of alumni that really inspired them. And literally just reading the nominations was just so reaffirming. You work so hard. Sometimes you work so hard in your room that you don't leave for 9 months. Maybe you've experienced this. And so to be able to read these stories of our alumni, people who I know and who I love, and the impact that they're making back in their home countries were just awesome. So we considered doing a gala where we just awarded 100 different alumni, but we thought we would keep it shorter and just recognize one person this year. And so I'm really excited to present the 2020 Alumni Changemaker Award to Medha Sharma. So Medha is a class 16 fellow from Nepal who served in the Nike Foundation. People, even folks who know Atlas Core, are still sometimes surprised to know that we partner with a lot of companies, not just in receiving gifts, but also in placing fellows in social impact roles. And for many years, Nike was a really strong partner and host organization, and Medha was one of their, they had a handful of really talented fellows. Medha is a globally engaged leader with a keen commitment of her country and her community. Through the Atlas Core Fellowship, she stepped far outside of her comfort zone to strengthen her confidence. And she was one of the, and these are some of her words, but I saw that in the year that she was there. And she was one of our very first fellows to serve in Portland, Oregon. About half our fellows serve in DC and during a normal year. We have placed fellows all across the country, including all the way Portland, Oregon. And today we celebrate her commitment to advancing the rights of women and youth in Nepal and really throughout the world. Please join me in congratulating our 2020 Alumni Changemaker honoree, Medha Sharma.
Thank you so much, Scott. And I feel extremely honored and humbled and at the same time excited and right now really emotional to have received this award amidst all you amazing fellows, donors, host organizations, overall Atlas Core family, and most of all in the presence of Dr. Albright. Over the last few days, my social media and phone has been flooded with congratulatory messages, and that just makes me recognize the gravity of this honor. And my acceptance of this award is not complete without sharing with you all how central Atlas Core has been for what I am today. I remember the time when I first received the email that I got selected for the fellowship, and I had to make a huge decision whether to leave the wonderful job I already had in hand. But looking back today, I'm so confident that I did the best decision. Because even 5 years later, today, the learning from the fellowship, it continues to impact me. After completing the fellowship, I returned to my country, Nepal, to establish my organization, Visible Impact. And even today, whenever I'm invited to share my story of motivation, like how I started, what motivated me to start this organization, Atlas Core is always there because that is where my confidence to start the organization stems from. And furthermore, like the first 2 grants that I received for my organization when I was really struggling and figuring out how do I operate this organization. 2 organizations that really supported me were Nike Foundation, that was my host organization, and Accountability Lab, which was another host organization. And I came to know them through the fellowship, and I became friends with other fellows, and that's how the connection grew. In the last 5 years, my organization has been able to grow so much and touch the lives of many women, girls, and young people. As the youth focal point in my country, I inform my government about young people, and I have been invited to several policy dialogues to shape the rights of young people, not only within my country, but global platforms as well. But besides all this professional growth, I cannot stop thinking about those small experiences that might seem tiny, such as traveling alone away from home, making new friends from different cultures, singing songs from countries whose language even I don't know, and so many more that always pushed me a little bit out of my comfort zone and helped me only to grow. So with Atlas Core, the exciting experiences are never ending. So to this day, I have stayed connected with other fellows, and we still exchange our expertise and experiences. For example, I recently collaborated with another fellow to launch the Youth Entrepreneurship Summit in Pakistan. So today, I owe this award to my parents and family who believed in me and encouraged me to always look ahead in life. I owe this award to my supervisor and the team at Nike Foundation, and all the fellows, staff, and Atlas Core family who have together created so many amazing memories for me. I also want to express my appreciation to all of you who support Atlas Core Fellows as volunteers, as cheerleaders, or as donors. Because when you support an Atlas Core Fellow, you're also supporting thousands of women and children in Nepal through fellows like me. You are inspiring change makers to achieve their dreams. Of course, I understand the sense of responsibility that has come with this honor. But now, more than ever, I'm motivated to be a stronger voice for women, girls, and young people around the globe. I'm ready to inspire global impact in my home and throughout the world. Once again, thank you so much for this honor.
Awesome. Thank you, Medha. That's just fantastic. It's I think late in Nepal right now, so you probably got Ari Aster's song "I Won't Sleep" going in your head, and I imagine you've had a lot of sleepless nights and late nights and early mornings in the work that you've done. You know, no one does this work for recognition, and I know even speaking personally on the occasions when I've been able to receive an award, it's almost awkward because there's always a team involved in every win. But man, I'm just so proud of what you've done and the huge impact that you've made. It's really quite impressive. And I think it also represents well the hundreds of other alumni who are also changing their communities and their countries. So you are a change maker and a superhero. And we were pleased to highlight your story back in June when you were leading valuable efforts back in your home country during the pandemic. So thank you for inspiring us then and inspiring us now, and for all the impact that you've done in your home country. So Valentina, I know we're getting near the end of the program. I think we got one or two special highlights, so stick with us, folks, into the last little bit here. But what's next?
Yes, you're correct. As a fellow, I can speak to the many talents that this community really has. We lead in the office, in the community, on the dance floor, on karaoke, even in the kitchen. This year was first time when I made turkey for Thanksgiving with my fellow fellows, so it was really great experience. And our fellows are also very talented performers. So today, back by popular demand, I'm excited to welcome back a repeat performer from our 2019 Gala in Washington, D.C., Patience Andrew. Patience is a class 33 fellow from Nigeria who served at Teen Empowerment in Boston. Patience, the virtual floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. It's nice to see all the amazing alum. And I mean, it kind of feels awkward doing this on Zoom, but yeah, like you said, my name is Patience Andrew. I'm from Nigeria, class 33. And of course, Atlas Core experience was an amazing one for me. And yeah, so I'm just here today to perform a short poem and hoping that with all the craziness around COVID, that we still get to shine some lights out there. So this piece is titled Awake, and I think there's a soundtrack. Matthew, if you're ready, I'm ready. Matthew, are you there?
I think Lizzie's trying to share the sound right now.
Oh, awesome. I think I can hear you. This is how we stay awake. From silence into a voice too loud to hear. Recounting every journey that ever led us to a place where we fade away. With no form or possessions worth flaunting on the alleys of our pride. we walk each block, shedding of our past, our future, into a monumental space of nothing. So each time we forget the way home, we remember that staying awake is an evolution that points us to something bigger, something inexplicable, something we find in each other's eyes ourselves, leading us to the beginning. Even when we do not know that pain precedes life, this is what we need for the birthing of everything new. This is how we stay alive. We die with our eyes open, winding to the end of ourselves, taking little pauses and moments. Sometimes we pray, other times we say nothing. Most times we sit quietly seeking answers to questions we've asked a million times over. Only each time, it points us to something bigger, something inexplicable, something whole inside our veins. Then we know God as a question, becoming the exhaling and inhaling breath. We give, and give. This is how we become superhumans. We give up all things, seeking identity, trying to build a castle because we know simplicity is the kingdom worth having. And this is how we love. We wear lovers like ocean wears water in a space of quintessential presence. And even when they do not make their beds in us, we are content because love is not an elixir. It needs no inducement to be. So each time we hurt, we remember the silent presence inside our being, the one we never find every time we go searching outside ourselves, every time we forget that we are worth loving and deserving of all we try so hard to give away. And because love is what it is, it makes us speechless in the way it reminds us of the beauty in the world, needing people like you to stay awake. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you, Pesha, so much. I wasn't in previous gala, but everyone was speaking about you, and everyone told that patience is amazing, and now I understand why. It's really very powerful words. Thank you so much for sharing with us today. Thank you so much. And this community is a constant source of inspiration, and this year, of course, we need it, especially this year. Thank you to all of you who reached out and supported us, me, my fellows and scholars during these months. Whether we are in DC, San Francisco, Lagos, Islamabad, it is so nice to receive a call, a note, even a care basket. And Atlas Core is more than a network, as you see. We are a global community. And now Scott just chatted me that he has another inspiring announcement. So over to you, Scott.
Oof, Patience, so good, so good. This has just been great. I'm also like following the chat and seeing like our alum, Adam from the Philippines, literally going through an earthquake right now. It's not just happening in Richmond following this gala. Apparently there's actual, I hope you're safe. Everyone should be safe and away from windows when earthquakes are happening. So anyways, back to the non-earthquake gala that we're having right now. Patience, that was incredible. Valentina, thank you for your so skillfully emceeing today's event. We have surpassed the $12,000 mark. I think I'm having a little bit of trouble seeing it, but that's awesome. You know, there are even folks even watching this, I think on Facebook. You too can participate. Thank you. Text, you can even go to donate.atlascore.org if you don't want to put it up there, but for the 43 people who've donated so far, thank you. I just wanted to insert in here before we ended. This has been an unforgettable year, an unforgettable hour and a half. But next year is really hopefully going to be even more exciting. Let's make next year even better. That's maybe a low bar perhaps, but let's do that. Next year is our 15-year anniversary, our quinceañera, as I was saying before. You know, many of you were there, literally in the room, some of you, when we came up with the idea for Atlas Core back in India, like at this point it was 15 years ago when we first developed the idea. And we've seen this go from this community to this organization, to this growing community, to fellows who've actually served all over the world. We had fellows who served in Colombia, and Malaysia, and Australia, and from all over the world coming to the United States, serving in their... Okay, now I've unmuted. Thank you for that quick action there, because I thought we were going to be participated in some like Russian hotline or something. So that's good, but that's not happening anymore. Next year we celebrate our 15-year anniversary, and we already have the date. I'm inviting you like 11 months in advance. I could not more, tell me your schedule is free on November 20th. And if it's not free, because I know some of you keep like really insane schedules, even when you're in like quarantining, make yourself available on Saturday, November 20th, 2021, about 11 months from now. This is our 15-year anniversary. We're gonna celebrate the year throughout the course of the year. Now I'm afraid my internet's slowing down, but we'll hope it's still working. We'll actually probably do some virtual activities during the 15-year anniversary as well, but literally save the date now. We suspect we will do an in-person event in DC with some really solid virtual complements to it as well. We have a lot to celebrate this year, and next year is going to be even more impactful and in a different environment, one where the pandemic is beginning to recede and leaders are beginning to step forward, where we can step out of our homes and not build the world back to the way it was before, but build the world to the way it should be, where we've laid bare the inequalities that exist in the world and really can step forward and say, this is what needs to happen. And empowering diverse voices working across borders, I could not think of a more inspiring cause to commit my next year to. So please check out 15.atlascore.org. We'll literally put it on your calendar right now. If you haven't texted in $15 yet to celebrate our 15-year anniversary, you should, or 150 or 1,500, whatever your text thumbs inspire you to do. And just let me know, and just know from, on behalf of a grateful community, from our board to our incredibly hardworking team, and our inspiring fellows and scholars and alumni, thank you for being a part of this. And particularly for Dr. Albright and for Ari and Patience and Valentina and Medha, everyone who had an opportunity to speak and present, and of course our sponsors who with the different breakout rooms as well. So Valentina, I'm going to turn it back to you. We got a couple last little announcements.